Why do we keep thinking the same thoughts? Not because the answer is hard, but because something we can't articulate keeps dragging us back to the same place. DoDoCircuit is an AI-powered thought experiment that makes circular thinking visible, the invisible walls, the blind spots, and the gravitational pulls that keep our minds in loops. It starts with a personality. You choose your country, which loads cultural dimensions based on Hofstade's framework. Then your vantage point, a factory, a university, a hospital. Finally, you pick 2 or 3 headlines from 8 AI-generated options. What you don't pick matters just as much. Those unselected headlines become your negative space. 5 parallel chains of thought launch simultaneously, each exploring a different starting point. The graph maps every thought across 6 altitude layers, from concrete facts at the edges to abstract origins at the center. Watch what happens as the chains go deeper. When 2 separate chains arrive at the same root concept, that's convergence. It's not coincidence. It's a fingerprint of how this mind thinks. Side branches can also fire. When a dormant concept suddenly matches the main chain's path, it activates, revealing hidden connections. Once a loop is detected, we can hear it. The system generates a poetic narration of the circular path and plays it on repeat, because that's what circular thinking does. It loops.
Protocols, stripping frontline staff of contextual judgment. Because clinical judgment is erased, worker stress intensifies and burnout spreads. Because burnout spreads, ed staff lose the capacity to advocate for localized flexibility. Because no one can advocate, centralized authority remains unchallenged and entrenched. Because authority stays centralized, state mandates continue standardizing ed protocols. Because state mandates standardize ed
But
protocols.
circular thinking doesn't exist in isolation. What happens when 2 loops collide? Dialogue mode takes a loop discovered in solo mode and builds 2 AI agents, one that mirrors your pattern and one designed to challenge it.
Dynamics better than distant policymakers imposing one-size-fits-all rules.
Exactly, standardized protocols ignore how worker stress compounds when clinicians lose autonomy to apply their expertise. Local teams know what actually works.
The agents engage in structured dialogue. The system listens for 3 interference patterns. Resonance, where both loops share a hidden assumption. Divergence, where one agent's words crack the other's loop. And double helix, where both orbit in parallel without ever meeting. You can also choose from 7 curated matchups, quality versus cost, freedom versus safety, or freely combine any 2 agents from a pool of 14 culturally distinct thinkers. DoDoCircuit doesn't try to fix your thinking. It shows you the shape of it, built with React, Amazon Nova on Bedrock, Amazon Poly, and Supabase. Circular thinking made visible.